You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Do us a favor, like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Subscribe to the podcast on whatever audio podcatcher you can listen to and give it a 5-star review. It costs absolutely nothing, but helps keep all of this free. If you want more than this, join the Insiders program at the subtext link down below. No trolls, 14-day free trial, and the easiest way ever to cancel. And don't forget to check out a second listen on the network. Nearly every team, college or pro, is ready for you. So the question has become, what have we learned? And we talked about going into the break, how there were questions going into fall camp that needed to get answered about the offensive line, the secondary, and the quarterback position, if we were going to be honest. This was before anybody knew about Trinidad Chambliss. Whether they admit it now or not, they didn't know. But the way everything's set up, you could tell pretty quickly that Pete Golding was handling stuff on the defensive side of the ball. Now, there was some problematic stuff. There was some little misses and busts, and Ole Miss had a problem early in the season with explosive plays. But the secondary, 2 weeks into fall camp, Pete Golding kind of had that starting to get rectified. And the way that you try and define that and move it forward over this bye week is by the inclusion of Jalen Braxton, who played a little bit against the LSU Tigers and played pretty well. I'm curious to see exactly what he does. He was playing that John Saunders role, if we were going to be honest, of playing a slot type corner. And he is somebody that can help this secondary. Whenever you take a Ricky Fletcher, who played very well, and Antonio Kite, who played very well, and add in a Jalen Braxton, that's going to take a little bit of pressure off of the back end of that defense. Wyatt Williams has made play after play after play during this winning streak, and Sage Ryan's played pretty well as well. Now, we don't do PFF grades or anything like that, because how could they know what the call is to grade it to begin with? But Sage Ryan graded out fairly high on there. Like I said, I don't know how, but maybe it had something to do with tackles and stuff like that. So that's my point. This secondary has a chance to get a lot better with the inclusion of Jalen Braxton. And whether that is on the position that Kapina Gushigan is playing currently, maybe you're playing back as a free safety over Wyatt Williams or Sage Ryan, I am not 100% sure, but Jalen Braxton deserves to be on the field. I hate the word deserves, but he has earned the right to be on the field. Offensive line, they played the best game of this season, honestly, against LSU. No sacks, not even really any pressure, if we're going to be honest about it. And LSU's defense, like I said, they're good. They are a really good team. And the fact that you gave up no pressure and you've ran for roughly 170 yards, the offensive line kind of showed out against the defense that is supposed to be elite, the number one defense in college football. So Ole Miss put up nearly 500 yards, nearly 170 yards rushing, and Ole Miss was self-destructive with penalties and turnovers, or it could have been 38 or 45 points put on the board. Ole Miss kind of had their way offensively, and a lot of that had to do with the offensive line. So how do you fix it? How do you improve it? I think it's the advent of Therese Davis or the Connor Howes, or even Devin Harper getting a little bit more playing time, a little bit more rep, getting a little bit more comfortable. Diego Pounds and Jaden Williams, they're good. They are really good. And it's just about handling the Patrick Kudas, Bryson Sanders, Delano Townsend, those guys in the interior of the line. If they're good too, this offensive line is going to be absolutely fine. I think the young guys developing, I think Devin Harper and Connor Hawes, that's the two names that you need to develop during this bye week and try and get them ready to play as much as possible, because the dirty secret for 2024 or 2025, 2026 and beyond is Devin Harper and Connor Hawes are probably going to be your tackles. Delano Townsend has multiple years of eligibility. Therese Davis has multiple years of eligibility. and Bryson Sanders is coming back. That is what you're hoping your offensive line looks like in 2025. So we'll see exactly how that goes. And quarterback-wise, listen, Trinidad Chambliss is the guy. If anybody other than Trinidad Chambliss went out to take the first snap of Washington State, I would be absolutely, utterly shocked. Lane's going to Lane. Lane's going to play games. Lane's going to do all that because they're trying to get ready for Georgia. But I think the easiest answer to any question is Trinidad Chambliss is going to take the first snap in the Washington State game. How you can make that better, what we learned, is the more dug into the quarterback position the staff becomes, either Joe Judge, Fisher Ray, Lane Kiffin, Charlie Weiss Jr., those guys in the quarterback room, the better this offense performs and has performed. And they've incorporated some stuff similar to what Fair State did in their national championship run to help out Trinidad Chambliss. But Trinidad Chambliss is also making wow throws in this game. He made a throw on a dig route against LSU better than any throw I've seen in 10 years. And that was Chad Kelly against Mississippi State. Before that, it was probably an Eli throw, if we're going to be honest about it. It was just an amazing pass. And he makes a wow throw each and every single game. And a lot of that has to do with the attention that Lane Kiffin and those guys are putting on the offense with Trinidad coming in. Helmet communication, I'm sure it works out fine. And Ole Miss, the fact that they go fast, that means that the coaches are going to be able to talk in his ear about what's going on. 15 years ago, quarterback coming in this late, going to be a problem. Heck, 15 years ago, it was a problem for Ole Miss. Remember the Jeremiah Masoli thing? Ole Miss lost to Jacksonville State in that game, the first game of the season. So helmet communication is helping. Those are the three things, both dig in with Trinidad Chambliss, anticipate what they're going to try and take away, do the things and put in the things that make him better, get some extra players and depth on the offensive line, and in the secondary, get them sticky. Figure out a place for Jalen Braxton. If you do all of that, Ole Miss has the best team, potentially in the SEC, and SEC championship worthy, national championship team. All of that stuff is on the table if you improve during the course of the bye week. So we'll see exactly what that looks like coming up. All right, in our final segment, Ole Miss basketball is working to build on last year's Sweet 16 run, and they just added another important piece with a Wednesday commitment. We'll introduce you to the newest Rebel, break down how he fits in Chris Beard's vision, and why this commitment could be the key to keeping the momentum rolling for a program that is clearly on the rise. All of that coming up next. Thank you for making Locked On Ole Miss your go-to source for Ole Miss sports. We pride ourselves on offering the most comprehensive perspectives, which is why we're the front door of Ole Miss. If you don't believe me, Google Ole Miss Podcast and see how much this show comes up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, or comment. It helps the show. It's absolutely free. Your support means the world to us. In another big moment for Locked On, college football fans, Locked On and Fire TV are presenting College Football Kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview. Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12 leads the conversation alongside two-time AP Coach of the Year Gary Patterson and former college star Jesse Holley, as well as Locked On's local experts. It is a college football preview show that only Locked On can do. Catch College Football Kickoff every Thursday throughout the season, only on Fire TV. Hotty toddy, everybody. Remember, analytics is just the old English word that means bad football. We'll see you tomorrow.